All right, we are recording. Again, if you don't mind, go ahead and mute your mic. There we go. Thank you so much. And it's 1:32. We'll give it just another minute or two before we get started. But for those of you that are on the call, welcome to this session in the College of Education. We're really excited to tell you about our programs and in our offerings and what that looks like. And we do anticipate for you to be engaged and ask lots of questions. I know that I have a daughter, probably around many of your ages, and it's so hard when you can't be at a campus and go to that campus and do those visits. And so we want to provide you all of the information and details that you want to know. For example, right now I'm at the Coliseum. And at the Coliseum, we have a women's basketball game happening with three huge inflatables out front and kids kicking field goals and shooting baskets, and there's free food. And so all of the things that we would want you to experience, but you're not going to be able to experience that here today. But we are very thankful that you have decided to be on the call. All right, Nicole, do you think I should go ahead and get started, or you think I should wait another couple minutes?
I would say if you want to go ahead and get started, and then with the recording, we'll be able to send that out later.
Okay, very good, very good. So again, welcome to the College of Education. We are a huge college. Just to give you an idea, we have about 4,000 students enrolled in our program. So we have three what we consider dynamic areas of focus in the College of Education. So while teacher education is one of them, I'll explain to you the breadth of programs that we have. So the three areas of focus, one is obviously teaching, and so that's elementary ed, special education, physical education, secondary education, and reading instruction. So that's one area. We also specialize in another area called leadership, which is sport management, educational leadership, principal types, and higher education administration. So for those that are interested in collegiate administration, for example, media and college student affairs. Those are all in our leadership bucket, if you will. Many of those are graduate, not undergraduate, but graduate programs, but we'll be able to talk about those for you. And then lastly, the area of wellness. And so we do have majors in health and community wellness, speech language pathology, and professional counseling. And so many of the faculty who I'll introduce here shortly are experts and subject matter experts in this area. And so you'll get a chance to hear from some of them just a little bit more about our programs. All of our undergraduate programs have internship or practicum-based experiences. What that means is that as soon as you get here to University of West Georgia, whether you're in introduction classes to these majors or in the major itself, you're going to experience what we call high impact practices. That's when you're out in the field and you're participating in these. These are not lecture-based classes. It's not us telling you about information. It's you experiencing and learning through these experiences. So most all of our classes have these high impact practices. Uh, Another point about the education is we utilize innovative technology. This looks like virtual reality. We actually have a simulation lab where you interact with avatars that can see you and you can see them. We have tons of equipment to check out, 3D printers. You can't check out the 3D printers, but we do have lots of other, laptops and all types of equipment to check out, as well as information for and assistive technology that you can experience, try out, fail with, work through, et cetera. And all of our programs do integrate our technology into the major. Lastly, or I should say two more things. One really important detail about the College of Education is each of you, if you decide to go in the College of Education, you'll have your assigned College of Education advisor. And so that is someone that looks at your transcripts, talks with you, you talk with them, you have meetings with them each semester to make sure you're on track. So we really try to do our best to individualize your education and your program of study. And then lastly, and you'll hear from our faculty, our programs Absolutely. Our graduates get jobs. Many of them sign contracts in teaching before they finish up their internship. Many of our students go on and get accepted into prestigious graduate schools as well. And so this is an area about our program, another talking point or another feather in our cap, if you will, about our programs. And so at this point, what I will do is I'll have all of our faculty who I'll just briefly introduce, tell you their areas, and then after that, we'll just give you a 1 or 2 minute uh, just a highlight about our programs. And then know that after this call, we will actually post, if you don't already have it, we'll post a Zoom link in the chat box with a specific area. So if you want to talk with any of us about any of your professional goals, ambitions, questions about what school, what college, what program, we're here for you today. We really want to help you in your success as you navigate higher education. So uh, with that, I'll start with the sport management, wellness, and physical education area. And so I am Brian Mosier, and so I'm the department chair, but my area of focus is physical education. And so in the physical education program, we work with K-12 schools. That's the idea is that when you graduate from the health and physical education program, you're going to be ready to teach and coach kindergarten through 12th grade in health and physical education. Next up, I'll go ahead and quickly introduce Miss Bridget Stewart and Dr. Duke Bibber.
Good afternoon, Bridget Stewart in the Health and Community Wellness Program. This program has been in existence since the fall of 2015. We were at one point the fastest growing program undergrad wise here at the University of West Georgia. We are basically a program that focuses on developing practitioners from a holistic standpoint. So we look at all of the social determinants of health, all the physical pieces, the mental and emotional side, the environmental, the spiritual pieces, and we work on developing individuals that can go directly into the job market, whether it's health coaching, worksite wellness, community health education, areas of nutrition or exercise. And we're just really excited to hopefully speak to you guys at 2 o'clock more in depth about our program. We have a lot of high impact practices, as Dr. Mosier mentioned earlier, from service learning to capstone to internships to undergraduate research. And we also have a lab here on campus called the Wolf Wellness Lab that is an experiential learning space for health and community wellness students to basically work alongside faculty on the principles that they hear in the classroom and then implement those in the community or with our employees here at the university. So a lot of opportunities for that, for employment for students, a lot of opportunities for experiential learning. So we're really excited. If you're interested, we'll see you at 2 o'clock, and I've put the link in the chat.
Great. And so, Dr. Bibber, did you want to add on to that at all, or?
I would love to. I didn't know if I was allowed to or not based on our time limit, because we could talk all day about our program. But I'm going to put in the chat for y'all some of the potential job outlets and job or some the career field options for this major. So feel free to look at that. And then if you have any questions regarding this, hop in at 2 p.m. to chat with us more. And just so you know, everything you learn in class, you will directly apply, whether it's in the field, in the lab setting, in some practical capacity, so you actually can understand what you're doing and how to actually implement it in your career field. So we love our students, and we look forward to talking with you a little bit more.
Good. And Miss Lauren Johnson.
Good afternoon, everybody. So sport management has a diverse faculty offering different courses in everything from human resources management and leadership to pre-internship, which is really like your senior seminar, and internship. So our program is a little unique because, as you know, or if you don't know, working in sport requires a lot of volunteer before you actually break into the industry, but it also prepares you for potential jobs. And so we have an internship program, and it's actually a course that you could take at the end of your senior year where you just work in the field for your whole entire semester, which really helps our students gain more experience in the sport industry. There are a vast number of jobs in the sport industry, anything from marketing to data analytics to sport information director. There are tons of jobs in the industry, but it's a great experience, and we focus a lot on experiential learning. So the moment you come into the program, you definitely gain a lot of experience through volunteer opportunities, and we work with our students to make sure you have that.
Great. Thank you, Ms. Johnson. Next, we'll go to teacher education, and this will be Dr. Chestnut.
Sorry about that. I'm having some technical difficulties. So I'm in the Department of Early Childhood or Secondary Education, and the primary aspect of our program is the elementary teaching program, and we have the undergraduate degrees, and then we also have master's and specialist degrees in early childhood elementary education. And then we also have master's degrees and specialist degrees in secondary education. So for those of you that are interested in becoming a certified secondary teacher, we have those programs as well. As with all of the other programs, we have a lot of in the classroom experiences. So once you join into the teacher education program, you're spending part of every semester in classrooms applying what you're learning in the classroom. So in our classroom, so you get a lot of hands-on practical experiences and lots of opportunities to interact with kids and with teachers. So when you leave the program, you're very well prepared to get a teaching job. And we have, as Dr. Mosier said earlier, that our program is one also that when you leave, you get hired pretty easily. And oftentimes we've had a lot of teachers get hired prior to completing their program. So that's always a nice benefit to have, to know that you can get out and get a job when you're finished. We also have a very diverse faculty that has a lot of different areas that they focus on as far as teaching and research. So we try as much as possible to include undergraduate students in research and do research projects with them, so you can get that experience as well. So you can kind of apply that to your classroom setting when you get there, if there's something that you're interested in working on to improve your instruction or to improve student outcomes in your classroom.
Thank you so much, Dr. Chestnut. Now we'll move over to special education. And I know that some of you are most interested in this as well. This is Dr. Katie Green.
Hi there. My name is Dr. Katie Green, and I am the program coordinator of special education. I'm so excited that you guys decided to come west. I am a former alumna from the University of West Georgia. I got my bachelor's here and I got my master's here. And I am thrilled to be back to be able to teach here and build educators and prepare you for the workforce. My specialty is in special education. In special education, the great thing about this degree is you can work from preschool, age 3, all the way up to age 21. So we have students who are in preschool to 12th grade, ages 3 to 21. The preschool looks very different. It's super cute. You get to work with kids with all different disabilities. And then you could go on up into elementary, middle, or high school. And the great thing is you're going to get experience in all these ages. And so even though you might think you want little kids, after your experience, you may decide you want to do high school or vice versa. So lots of different opportunities for our special education majors. We can also, if you like working in the general education class or co-teaching, then you could get the dual certification degree, or you could go with the special education adapted certificate. And either one that you choose, at the end of your program, you can test to be able to teach any child that you want that has disabilities, whether they have mild to severe disabilities. So it's a very flexible field. And of course, as many people know, there is no problem getting jobs in special education. The jobs are very fruitful. One of the things we like to focus on in our program is flexibility. So we try to offer classes at flexible times for our students, and you will be in the field starting in block 2, which is your second semester of your junior year. We have students who get to work in all the different districts around the West Georgia region. once you graduate, again, no problem getting jobs. Once you graduate, if you don't think you might want to work in the schools, you could work in group homes, recreation programs, disability advocacy groups, and nonprofit agencies. So the jobs are everywhere for students with disabilities. You could even work in cyber academies, which is something we've been talking to our students about. And now, of course, everyone has had to face, but you could be trained to work in cyber academy, as a lot of students with disabilities really do thrive in the virtual environment, although many don't. But your students that are maybe higher functioning, that have a little bit of difficulty with social skills, might thrive in that virtual environment. So the great thing is the field is so flexible. You can do anything that you want in it, from little preschool special needs class all the way up to a high school inclusion class. We also do have a focus on undergraduate research, and we also have an assistive technology lab, which is new, and we are housing it in our early learning center, where you can teach kids how to communicate a little bit better if they have problems with communication. So a lot of really cool things coming out of the program of special education. We're in the Department of Literacy and Special Education. So when you are looking us up on the website for today, you might need to look up literacy and special education in order to find our program page. I put our Zoom link in, but if you are new, I'm going to repost our Zoom link because you may not be able to see that early chat. All right, thank you, Dr. Mosier, and you guys, thank you all so much for coming and visiting today.
Great. Thank you, Dr. Green. And last but not least, Dr. Matthews, we would like for you to tell us a little bit about speech pathology.
Sure. Well, good afternoon, I guess, everyone. I'm Dr. Jarius Matthews. I'm assistant professor here. And we think that speech and language pathology is one of the best, one of the best majors in the college. And part of the reason Dr. Green was talking about flexibility, we share that with special ed as well. We're a very flexible major and profession. And so speech language pathologists kind of get a little bit of the best of both worlds. So they're partly in the educational space. About 50% of speech and language pathologists end up going into a K through 12 school, but we're also in the health space as well. So probably 20 to 25% work in hospitals, outpatient rehab, inpatient rehab, skilled nursing facilities, and various other settings as well. And then if you are interested, some people go the entrepreneurial route. So they may start a private practice where they work with either children or adults after they've accumulated quite a bit of experience in the field. And so we feel like, the flexibility is good. If you ever get bored in speech language pathology in a certain area, you can always try something different population. I do have to let you all know, because this is a key thing, our bachelor's program is a pre-professional program. So what that means is that if after you graduate with your bachelor's degree, you're not able to practice speech and language pathology right away, you do have quite a few options of things that you can do. So if you don't want to go on and get your master's degree right away, you can work as a speech and language pathology assistant. Some of our students go into other various related fields based on the skills that they've accumulated. So some students wait a few years, or they go a different route and they've acquired quite a few different skills. But a lot of our students do go on to get their master's degree in speech and language pathology as well. And we have a master's program here on campus, but a lot of our students will go on to other graduate programs throughout the state and even throughout the country. Just a couple points of emphasis. Our comprehensive community clinic, which is right on campus. We serve children and adults along with several other of our other programs, such as math tutoring, literacy tutoring, counseling. We serve children and adults there. So as an undergraduate, you get to actually observe and see therapy in action and decide if it's something that you actually want to do. And similar to some of the other programs, we do partner with our undergrads to do research. And so Almost every year, students are presenting with us at our state conference and very often at our national conference. So that could be anywhere. It could be in Los Angeles or Boston or Orlando. These are just some cities it's been in the last few years. And so our students really get a feel for the field and decide if it's something they want to do. And most of our students, a good portion of our students go on and get their master's degree so that they can practice as actual speech and language pathologists. So if anyone has any questions, I'm always glad to answer them. And I know we have those meetings coming up as well. But thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Matthews. And so at this point, I do want to make it very clear that for those students that are on the phone, and I can see it's 8 of you, we as a faculty are very impressed that you have taken the time on a Saturday, that you could be doing many, many other things and focusing in on what will be one of the most important ventures in your life is your education. And so we value that you're here, and we want to give you this time to ask questions on any of these programs that you want to know, because that's really the point of this, for you to find out about what is most important for you. Why we like to see each other, and and virtual, and we're faculty and we get to spend a lot of time together, typically not on a Saturday. We're here for you, so please take advantage of any if you want to put a question in the chat, if you want to unmute your mic and ask a question, if you want to show your face as a video and ask, any of those things are fine. I think we probably have about 5 minutes now where we can answer some general questions. And then faculty that are on the phone, I think just about everyone has been on the whole time, but it might be good if they weren't, just retype in your Zoom link for those students so that they can see that on the chat, so that they know at 2 o'clock they can have specific time with you to talk about that program. Thank you so much. So with that, students, any questions? All right, well, we'll be on here for the next 2 or 3 minutes to answer any questions if you have them. If not, feel free to go into the Zoom link, and the faculty member of that specific program will be there so that you can sign up and talk to them specifically. I hope you all have a great day. Nicole, is there anything that you'd like to add?
No, just thank you so much again, not only to our students, but also to our faculty for being here with us this Saturday. Again, for my students on the phone, my name is Nicole Wolf. I'm with the Office of Undergraduate Admissions. I'm going to put my personal email address in the chat below as I'm off to moderate the next session of this event. So if you have any questions related to undergraduate admissions or the university in general, please don't hesitate to reach out to me personally. That's what I'm here for. I'm here for you. So you'll find that information in the chat.
Okay, it was nice seeing everybody. You have a great day.